The first time I ever heard the music and sound of Rush was from my Uncle Dale. When I was 7 years old, he gave me a brand new copy of Rush 2112 on 8-track with specific instructions to listen to it in the headphones. And of course I did, and it kind of blew my mind because it was the first time I ever heard rock music that had sounds of water and sparkling synthesizers and winds and things like that. It was a surround sound experience for a 7-year-old. I've been a big fan of this band for most of my time of being alive. So there's a lot of both personal and musical reflections and impressions I have of their music. When I was first asked to do the backing music for this video of Geddy Lee, I was super excited and inspired to do it. And I tried to make music that felt more like Rush music than just copied their songs or sounds. One of the fun things that I gathered from Geddy's interview was just his experience in using the Model D with Rush live on stage and the Taurus pedals and coming out on stage with the dry ice fog and singing, soaring Minimoog lines. So I wanted to capture some of that. I sat and wrote 12 or 13 little different cues for the video, only using the Minimoog as the main source of sounds to start all the tracks. So sometimes I would just sit and play the Minimoog manually and layer upon that. And then I did other things where I took the modular wall and connected it to the Model D and then sequenced the Minimoog and then did this in stereo to create a nice surround to Geddy's interview, as well as using the muse as the polyphonic aspect of things, and layering Moog after Moog on top of each other just to create a nice soft bed of sound. When I did the musical segment behind Xanadu, I took a series of Moog sequencers and made a sort of time-changing transposing sequence going into the Model D and then overdubbing a beautiful melodic singing line in the way that Geddy, sings. The musical segment behind when Geddy's talking about the classic iconic song Tom Sawyer was really fun to sort of take that same figure of bass line, but then play it on a nice tight Minimoog sound with the Moog Muse as backing and some electronic drums. The music of Rush is real special to me because it sort of lives in its own space. It lives in its own ecosystem. You just feel like you're in the moment with them, with their music. It's the triangle. It's three people having a conversation and having this sort of kindred spirit of adventure. They were definitely a fearless band all throughout their career, and they were never afraid to change or to try something new.